I'm Justin Velasco. You're watching Field Dreams Club. Today we're reacting to a Jubilee video. The title is If Christians Were 100% Honest. I felt like I was doing like a little Disney little joint, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if you guys know. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is going to be about. But I do know it might be controversial because it says Christians in the video. So mostly controversial with Christians, you know? You never know, man. You never know. But let's go ahead and do this. I felt like it was a good video to react to for you guys. So let's go ahead and do it, you know what I'm saying?
What if you could speak your mind without fear of judgment? We brought
Pause,
together
man.
7 strangers, protected their identities, and created a space for them to be completely honest. What will be revealed when they take the mask off?
Mask off. Christians.
There is something wrong with LGBT people.
Let's see what they're gonna say. Okay, you got
I'm
like
gonna say
mostly
a
agree.
strong no. Yes, I believe that homosexuality is a sin, but saying that like LGBTQ plus whatever people, there's something wrong with them as people, as human beings. That's a harsh statement. So it's a hard topic.
This is a really sensitive topic because I know that a lot of LGBTQ people have been hurt by the church. They've been hurt by Christians. I personally have family members who identify as they, who are homosexual. While God hates sin, he loves the people, and he loves the homosexual, and he loves the transgender because he died for them. But the problem that I do see with LGBTQ people is that the lifestyle, it does take away a lot of things. They're depressed, they're lonely all the time, and that's not the life that God called for you. When you receive Christ, the Spirit of God can deliver you from homosexuality. And I've seen it happen with people who identify as bisexual or homosexual, and God delivers them, and they no longer choose to identify that way.
One thing, the Lord says that if you have sinned against one law, you have broken all the laws. And so every single human being is wrong. Like if you ask that question, homosexuality is wrong, well, sure. But are they a different type of wrong? No, they're not a different type of wrong. They are the same wrong as I am.
I feel like we tend to magnify the LGBTQ community. For example, I come from a Hispanic household and sexual abuse is brushed under the rug so many times.
Yeah.
But you choose to magnify, let's say, my gay cousin over my molester uncle. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with both.
And the question is then why do we magnify the sin of homosexuality? It's because no one goes around saying murdering's okay, that theft is okay. But there are people going around saying, well, love is love and homosexuality is just love, and they're trying to justify it. And so the church has to do some sort of defense, and that's why this sin gets more attention than the others. And so they can escape their shame not by marching down a street shouting pride, embrace who you are, look within. They can escape their shame by casting it on Christ and receiving his forgiveness.
Women who get aborted.
Let's go ahead and touch on this real quick. I feel like, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I used to be very, very hardcore, like anti everything, you know. But as I became even more closer to God and started reading a little bit of scriptures, I saw that. Let's say if you have some family member or anybody who is a part of the LGBTQ plus community, let's say they are that, you know, they identify however they want to identify as. Let's say that happens, and let's say you hate them, right? And let's say you wish the worst for them. Let's say that if this was back in the day, obviously things would be very, very way more severe than now. But um, I feel like there should be no punishment for them, and like, you know, because what if God already has a plan? He has a plan to, you know, uh, to have him seek God, or like there's a plan for everybody. And let's say that person down the line um, just converts to Christianity, and they starts believing in God, and But back then, you're like, oh wait, no, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to be near you. You will be. That's a bad thing to do, basically. So I feel like uh, as Christians, we shouldn't hate nobody because down the line, that that person who is struggling and is lost, he or she may down the line find God. And I feel like that's a thing that maybe we don't think about, but what I'm saying, of course it's a sin, but down the line, let's say they may come to God, as it happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say. But let's go ahead and get into the next section.
Abortions are murderers.
Women who get abortions are murderers. Let's see. Oh, that's all of them. Yo. Okay.
It is God who
Damn.
gives and takes away life. Man or woman has no place taking a life that they didn't breathe into. There is no going around that one, I think, for Christians. You kill a baby, that makes you a murderer.
This topic, sorry, it gets me emotional because I've just seen people go through that and sorry. And they feel it in their soul and in their spirit that it was wrong. And they deal with that pain and that shame and regret. My husband himself, him and his sisters, they are all a product of rape. And I mean, that's my husband. So to imagine that, like, he wouldn't be here if his mother didn't decide to keep them and raise them, it's sad to think about.
Maybe it was not in a good experience. Maybe you were raped. Maybe you were a victim to something abusive. Maybe it wasn't planned. But let me tell you something, God, he's never early, never late. He's always on time. And the fact that you were given this gift of life, and if you can't handle it or you can't take care of it, there are options.
I'm just wondering then, what would you think of people who stand outside of abortion places and try to stop people?
It makes me so upset, like the people who just protest and try to shove and judge and condemn others. That is not love. That is not God. That is not how he would handle people. Jesus is very gentle, and he would not make them feel like they cannot come to the Father because they are in shame or not worthy.
I do want to address, I think there's a misunderstanding about what people do who stand out in front of abortion clinics. What they're doing is not abusing them, they're not attacking them, they're letting them know that there's options, telling them about crisis pregnancy centers, offering to adopt their children, explaining them what an abortion really is. They're doing really important work. And if we all believe that abortion is murder, and we all just said that we do, well then what it is mass murder. It's genocide in the United States. It's worse than the Holocaust. And so I wouldn't want to throw stones at someone who's out in front of the concentration camp saying, don't murder Jews. I would want to go alongside that person and applaud that person for being courageous. And I think that's really important work that all Christians should support to help try to fight abortion in this country.
I have had sex.
That was some crazy like opinions right there. My opinion, I feel like for abortion, are they murderers? Are women who get abortions murderers? Um, that I'm not too sure. I'm not too familiar with the abortion process, or I'm not really too familiar with that area. But what I will say is, if you are able to have the baby, uh, please just have the baby. I've seen videos of like abortions happening. I'm like, wow, and like it's disgusting. It's a disgusting thing, and like you're legit taking a life away. The only person who, you're taking a life away. You're taking God's creation away. Like that guy said, it's never too late, never too early. Um, I feel like there's always something that's gonna happen for a reason. Um, Also, I'm not sure there is a other option. I feel like you can also do other things like I think you could freeze the egg, and you could have I'm not sure what the actual term is, but I know you could get the egg and then put it in somebody else, and then they could have the baby before you, and maybe I guess they could adopt it or whatever they want. Um, but yeah, like I said, I'm not too familiar with that area. I'm not sure if there's a lot of money involved, or I'm not sure how that how that works out. And if there is a lot of money involved, we need to get some steps in there to to just to make it more affordable for everybody, and just be a community and try to help out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a professional doing. Let me stop. Okay. The next one is I had sex with outside of marriage. Let's see how this one goes.
Outside of marriage.
So disagree. For me, it's disagree.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna throw it like
Okay.
now.
Oh wait. Oh, we changed it.
Was doing it. We're on many cycles with that. Like I've had an orgy with females. I've had, that one person you can just hit up anytime you want to, and they're available. At some point you have to stop avoiding a sin because God hates not sinners, but the sin, because it comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And I'm now married, and my husband abstained till marriage, and he has had to deal with the repercussions of my sin in the past.
Yeah, I wasn't saved until I was 20, and before that time, I did have sex outside of marriage. And even when I was first becoming Christian, I would hear people say, oh, you can't have sex outside of marriage. And I said, okay, well, I'll do everything else, but I won't do that one thing, because that's a really hard thing to give up.
When you have sex with somebody, it's really hard to move on from that. You start feeling all types of things with yourself, and it's just remembering that God doesn't say this to be mean or to be a dictator, but to protect you.
Yeah, if I can add to that, to be completely honest with you, I'm scared of sex. I had a very traumatic experience when I was younger where I've had family members intend to take advantage of me. And because of that traumatic experience, I just have had that fear to be enclosed with just one man in a room.
Even though I have not lost my virginity, pornography has been something that has been rampant in my life. And that sexual sin as well is truly, in my spiritual experience, has been almost equal. Going wrong against God, going wrong against self, that brings so much shame, so much guilt. But when the forgiveness comes, we see the true glory of God, because we see how broken we were and how reformed we are through Christ.
Anyone
Right. I had sex outside of marriage. That was the one we just saw. Um, yeah. A lot of Christians, um, before they become a Christian, or even when So when Christians become like Christians, they're like, okay, I could just, like the person was saying, I could just pick out the things that I want to like do as like a sin, and they think it's not as bad because it's just one sin. Oh, it's just one sin. You know what I'm saying? Like like everything else is completely off the list, is completely checked off. But there's just one. This is one thing I want to do. Um, just this one. Just forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But like they said, like it's a very bad thing. It's a very bad thing. Having sex outside of marriage. I'm trying to do that right now. Hopefully I get. I want to get to that point. And I feel like I will make. Because I don't want to sleep around. I seen it. I seen it at, like around me, my friends, family, whatever it is. Like they'll just sleep around, and and like I just don't like that. Just a weird act of doing that, just sleeping around and then possibly having that one. Um, you know, I feel like it's also a test as well. If your girl is actually like I guess loyal, or if they have respect for you or anything, like I feel like it's an actual test for both of you guys as well. Like let's say you're like dating for a year, you don't have no intercourse or whatever it is, you don't have that, and if one of you gets bored, um, then I guess it's not meant to be. Um, but what I'm saying, like I don't know, like it's just little things like that, like that um that are good for you, like you'll see the true colors. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. You'll see the true colors, um, with your partner and yourself as well. Maybe you're just going through something, and maybe it was just wasn't meant to be with you and your partner. But let's go ahead and go to the next one. Anyone who isn't Christian is going to hell. Oh, let's see this one. I want to see this one.
who isn't Christian is going to hell.
Red. There's three.
Yeah, for me, this one's a pretty
Or
easy
rights.
one. John 14:6, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If we're Christians, when we say we believe in the Bible, either we believe what Jesus said or we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough sentence to answer, and to be honest, I suppose I can't just flatly say yes or no, so it's tough. But with that being said, what does Christian really mean?
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, I said no because everybody uses the word Christian now, right? I believe there's Christians who aren't going to go to heaven.
What about people who
Yeah.
subscribe to, like, say Judaism or Islam?
It goes back to the Bible. It says that to go to heaven, you have to confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord. And there's a lot of people who don't identify as Christians who believe that. What if there's a Satanist on his deathbed? At that moment, they confess with their mouth and they believe in their heart. Like, they didn't live their whole lives being Christian. Are they going to go to hell? I don't believe that. So I think to say that if you're not Christian, you're going to go to hell, it's kind of an absolute that drives more people away from Christianity than brings them in.
I'm thinking of babies that have died, and I don't think that they would go to hell because they didn't even know how to make a sound.
Well, of course, all babies and children they're protected. They're already, they're already with God. They're already protected. So that one doesn't really relate to what the question was asking, I guess.
And God gives us a choice whether we want to spend eternity with him or whether we don't. And that's a free will choice that he gives to all of us. We all have to accept that we all are sinners. And the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is separation from God. But I've heard people's stories who didn't even know the Bible and had near-death experiences where they actually went and visited hell the way that it was described in the Bible.
I'm scared of
Yeah. So that one we're gonna touch on a little bit. Anyone who isn't Christian is going to hell. That my thought on that is you can't just say a yes or no because there's like certain things that that need to be applied. So like the children part, children are already protected uh from uh, from going to hell because God loves children and like he you know but and like let's say if you don't receive the gospel and like you never knew anything about God or like nothing, you never received it or whatever, you live, let's say, in a desert and like there's no resources to get to the Bible or whatever it is, and you don't receive the gospel at all, I feel like you probably won't um go to hell because you're not aware of that. But if you are aware of like evil, if you're aware of the devil and what I'm saying, if you're aware of the devil and like you do certain things that will worship him, then you're done. So like you have to receive the gospel, and then once you receive it, it is your choice to what I'm saying, to make your decision. If you're are you with Christ or are you not, basically, you know. And also, it's not really the way I said it's not really like that. But God is very loving. If you have any thought of like why did you do this to me or whatever, let Him know. It can be right here, right now, in this second. If you're watching this video, and you like, if you have like a just certain disconnection or you have some questions, that you want answered, just ask God now. It may seem silly right now, but trust me, I've done it before, and um is my questions have been answered, and not exactly at that moment. Sometimes it was at that moment, but not exactly at that moment, but maybe the next day, or that same week, or maybe in a month, but your questions will be answered. um Either someone will tell you, or just certain things that happen that come your way, and like it's just like he answers your question, or whatever it is. Just let him know how you feel about him. If you feel anger, whatever it is, let him know. And he's not gonna there's nothing bad about doing that. Basically what I'm trying to say, nothing bad about like let him know how you feel about him. And I just pray that you find him. I'm scared of dying. We'll see.
To live is Christ and to die is gain.
Let's go.
That's my father's favorite verse. We are gaining eternal life. We are gaining a new faith. We are gaining a new body. We are gaining everything. Not that being here doesn't have its joys, but to be with him obviously
It's
is.
the best.
Yeah. I always say I can't wait to die. My mom hates it. I always saying it's like, God, take me now. Not suicidal, but we're always
No,
saying.
but I get what you mean. I know what
Yeah,
I get what
no,
you
my
mean.
sister and I,
Literally.
yeah, we're always like, God, just come take us. Like, we don't want to be here anymore.
I look forward to the day where I see the saints gathered worshiping Christ and I could cry about it. It is going to be so surreal and so beautiful, and death is just the way to get there.
Yeah.
I fear losing my.
Yeah, I used to be scared of actually like of actual like death because before I was like a Christian, I thought of death like something scary, like boom, I'm gonna feel every single pain, whatever it is. But once you die, it's like that's where everything kind of uh begins and ends. Like nothing's better than heaven. Nothing's better than that. Whatever place God has for us, or whatever He has in store for us after death, it's gonna be way better than what we have now. But you can't just say that, like, but you have to like, you have to keep strong in your faith while you're here. And not just be like, okay, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna die because I'm gonna go to heaven already, whatever it is. But what I'm saying, you have to have your strong faith in God, and try to do everything He tells us to do. But that's it for that one.
My
I feel you
non-believer
losing.
friends and family.
Okay, that's true for me. Yep.
It would be the greatest pain to go to heaven and not see your siblings there.
I mean, my dad isn't saved, and half my family are Catholic, and I can't imagine a more miserable place than away from the perfect creator of all things.
In John 6, Jesus says that of all those that the Father has given me, I will not lose one. And so God is faithful and just, and I trust God that He will save all of His people. I do pray for my loved ones who are unbelievers. I share the gospel with them, but ultimately I know it doesn't depend on me. Salvation is in His hands, so it's not for me to fear or worry.
In the Bible, it says that it's God's will for everyone to be saved. But at the same time, the truth is that not everyone will. When I was an unbeliever, I would always wonder, why are Christians always wanting to shove their beliefs down my throat? We know what the Bible says, that people will go to hell. And if we don't tell people about it, that blood is almost on our hands. And I do fear that there will be people that I know and love who won't ever come to God, but I know that there is still hope for them.
We'll have you put your masks back on.
Okay, what's happening now? What's happening? Oh no, that was like that was so anticlimactic. I ain't gonna lie, but you know what I'm saying. I'll be. I'm scared. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm in between because I do want my loved ones to. I want my loved ones to be with me. I want them to. Hopefully, one day we'll go to heaven and everything. I want them. I always want them to. Believe in God. I know my niece. She believes in God. Actually probably more. And she has more information and knowledge about the Bible and stories about the Bible more than me. Um, but what I have is just like I have like what's it called? I feel like I'm better at explaining it in a simple way. Because I was there not too long ago, like a year or two ago, where I had questions about the Bible, I had questions about God, Jesus. I had questions about it, and then I still had those questions, and then I got answered. I thank God I had my brother. He turned Christian, so he knew a lot about the Bible as well. And his friend was already a Christian for many years. So I feel like God put them in my way. He put his friend um into his life for a reason, and he didn't convert him, but he gave him the words of God, and like he showed him, and then it was my brother's choice from there to pick a side. Are you with God, or are you gonna keep doing these evil things in your life and just continue with your life? And thank God. my brother found it, and there are people in my family who still haven't found it, and I do pray that one day they do, because it's a beautiful thing. People always say, why do you keep like wearing like God like merch or like anything that represents God, like maybe a cross, whatever. For me, first the cross is it's just for me, like if I'm about to do something bad, I'm like I don't want to do this in front of a cross. I don't want to do this in front of a cross, whatever it is. Like cursing, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna curse in front of a cross, or like I'm not gonna curse like while wearing the cross. And if I wear like shirt, like whatever it is, like God or Christian shirts, I wear them because I want to spread it. I want to spread the love that God gives me, and I want to spread it. It's just a beautiful thing. That I really want to spread. For me, I think it would be selfish if I don't spread um um the word of God, or like anything Christian, like anything with Jesus, whatever it is, I'll wear it, because it's just sharing. I'm sharing the love I have for him, and then hopefully one day you will find him as well. But that's it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I feel like I'm gonna react to more of these videos, and give you guys some of my thoughts on uh Christianity or whatever it is outside of Christianity, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? But all this is going to be Christian based, or Christian based content, whatever it is. If you want me to react to any more like videos, like kind of like this, any Christian videos, any controversial videos, let me know in the comments below, or DM me on Instagram, whatever it is. However, you can contact me by email, however you want to do it. Just do it, and I'll go ahead and take that into consideration. Um, but thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, comment down below. Like I said, what videos you want me to react to next. And um, that's it. I'm out. Field Dreams Club. We are at 15K, I believe. Sorry, I didn't want to end the video like this, but I think we're at 50K probably by the time this video is out. So thank you guys for the support. I never thought of even having like 100 subscribers on the channel or whatever, but I never had 50K. I never had over 1,000. I never had any of those types of subscribers on any of my channels. So this is a blessing, and this is us. We all have 15K. I feel like God is using me to spread the word as well. So um, this is us. This is all from God. So you know that's it. Thank you.